What is up? Welcome one, welcome all back to Duct Tape Dynasty. I am the Duct Tape Dude.
I'm the dude.
And anyway, I am excited for tonight's show, man. We have got a good one for you guys. I've been waiting for this. I hope it turns out as good as at least I'm excited about. Anyway, whatever, you get it. But before we get started, if you would, guys, just minimize that screen. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Comment. Throw a comment in here. I'm going to try and keep up with y'all. Let us know what you guys think. A lot of cool graphics that I put together. I'm all proud of them, you know. So hopefully you guys like what you see out there. And hopefully the NFL doesn't copyright strike me. So we'll just go with that. So, but NFL football is back. And, you know, as I was setting up for tonight's show, usually I have like an alternate cam that has the helmets and all this stuff. And then I realized as I set all that up, I went, well, wait a second, tonight's show, I'm not going to have an alternate cam. So I was all pumped up, and now I'm going to geek out, and I'm going to show you that. So this is how stupid I am. Sergio, I'm going to talk to you in a bit. By the way, you guys can't see. I'll bring him on in a second. You know what? Never mind. Screw this. Let's bring him on. Whatever. Guys, welcome to the show. Sir Andrew, who you all know. And see that guy down there? That is Sergio of the Downset Drip podcast. We have talked about him before. Andrew and I are fanatics of the NFL uniforms. And these guys, This guy leads a podcast, 3 dudes on it, that literally that's all they do is review NFL uniforms. And so Andrew and I have been eating it up. I sent Sergio here a message, and I couldn't believe it when he responded. And then sure enough, today came. I was like, there's no way this guy's going to. Look at this. He's right there. Sergio, how are you, brother? Welcome.
I'm great. Trying to stay cool. I'm down here in the South where it's like 800 degrees.
Where are you? Yeah, where are you located?
I'm right outside of Jackson, Mississippi.
Mississippi, dude. Okay, so yeah, we are all like in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Oklahoma, and Andrew up there is in the middle of Montana, like a mile to the next house. You know,
wow.
Yeah, we're some unique NFL fans. We are dispersed, as they say. I figured you guys, I was like, oh, they got to all be in LA. These guys are big time, right? What about, tell us about your Downset Drip podcast. And also, I do want to say, and you can go here now or later, Sergio is a self-proclaimed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle nerd. And he told me I could say that, so please don't hate on me for that. But so tell us about your podcast. There's a couple other guys on it. Tell us what you got going on.
So to go all the way back, I've been podcasting for a very, very long time, back before people knew what they were. And we started Reality Breached under the idea of, hey, we want to talk about nerd stuff. And we did for like 10 years. But towards the end of the 10 years, I got antsy. I was like, I want to talk about Ninja Turtles. So we then launched the Shellheads podcast, which we do every other week. All we talk about is Ninja Turtle stuff. So you're absolutely right. I'm a big Turtles guy. And if anyone wants me to come talk to them about that, I'll do that too. But I'm also a huge football fan. And as a dude, when you're sitting on the couch watching a football game, when you say, oh man, those jerseys look terrible, everyone kind of looks at you and they're like, what?
It's a football jersey, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because for everyone else, it's just functional. It's just the color that they wear to differentiate themselves from the other team, right? Well, no, I've always had very strong opinions on how stupid things look. And I wanted an outlet. So I was like, let me put together my 3 most like qualified people, like me and, you know, Jarius and Alden, and let's just crap on football jerseys for an hour. And that's kind of what it turned into. And I've been following, I don't know if you follow him as well, Uniwatch.
Haven't seen that one. No, not yet.
Have not seen that.
He's actually a professional like writer who that is his subject. He writes about uniforms, and he'll document all the changes that come through the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, and he periodically will get paid by actual publications. Like he worked for ESPN for a while. I think he worked for the Athletic for a little while, and he does what is it when they pay you for like one job?
Oh yeah, freelance stuff, right?
Yeah, he does freelance work because that's his expertise. And I've been following him forever. I had a sticker on my car for his blog. Like I was fully in on this NFL uniform shtick, and I was like, I have to launch a podcast. I have to. It's destiny.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's cool. I like it. I've been watching it. Yeah. Andrew's been watching it. We talk about it. We actually in the background, this show has been, we're a live show. We always go live, but Andrew and I actually did some background recordings. We were going to try to put together an edited show for these uniforms, but dude, I don't have the skill or the the time to be able to put it together. So I'm kind of thankful that it's going to just happen this way. So what we've got tonight is the NFL has released alternate uniforms. Some teams have and some teams don't. And so we've gone through and pulled all the alternate uniforms, throwback uniforms, whatever that have been released, at least the ones that I know about. So let's see, what do we have here? We've got, tonight we're going to go over Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Denver, Indianapolis, New York Jets, Seattle Seahawks, and the Tennessee Titans. So we've got a long way to go, a lot of uniforms to go through. So I want to kind of jump right into it. But, let me just say, the reason we brought Sergio on is because Andrew and I, we've got we're going to be affected, I believe, a lot by the nostalgia thing. Like when I see those Buccaneers uniforms, like there's something nostalgic about it. But I need somebody that has fashion sense, right? And Sergio is in his podcast, his team. These are the fashion sense guys. So the reason we wanted to bring Sergio in is to kind of check us on our, are we actually fashionistas here, or are we just being nostalgic about some of these teams? So the first two that we're going to go through are actually, I put them up front because they're kind of just helmet changes. They're really just a reuse of last year's uniform, but they did a helmet change. And the first one now, Sergio, you're a Saints fan, right?
I'm a big Saints fan. Yes.
Big Saints fan. Okay. Well, you could see Andrew, obviously a Minnesota fan. I'm a Chargers fan, but we have a large contingent that is Denver Broncos fans. So this uniform came out and we had immediate backlash from our Denver contingent. They were not happy about this uniform. And so what it is they took their orange, just flat out. I mean, I think you guys described it as carrot orange, which is better. I was going to say road cone orange, but it's not quite that orange, but it's just a full orange uniform, and they capped it with a white helmet. I personally, I'll just start us off and then we'll get rolling into this thing. We'll see how this goes. But I absolutely love the helmet. I think the helmet looks fantastic. I'll admit I'm nostalgic about it because the Denver, the D, that was the first, version of the Broncos that I remember. So I like seeing that again. It's different enough, they've brought in some flair and whatnot. I love when they change a helmet color. But as you'll hear me say tonight, if you're going to change the color of your helmet, it is my belief that you just go ahead and sell out. Do the whole uniform. There's one team that did it that I am very pleased with, and we will get there. But that is my personal opinion on it. So before I come to you, Andrew, let us go to our guest here and get some fashion sense from Sir Sergio on, can I call you Sir Sergio? Is that weird?
Absolutely.
Okay. I knighted you. So congratulations. Anyway, tell us what your opinion is on this Denver Broncos helmet change, snow-capped look, I think is the official title.
I think so.
I don't hate it. The stripes on everything are better than the weird hooks that they have on their main jerseys. So that in and of itself is an improvement. The white helmet is fine. The only problem that I have with this entire getup is the complete absence of blue.
Okay,
your colors are orange and blue.
Is that supposed to be a super dark blue on there, or is that an actual black? I can't.
It's super dark blue.
Yeah, it is super dark blue, but when I see this uniform, I don't think Broncos. I think college team.
Oh,
Yes,
that's exactly it.
yes.
Yes, we all said that. Let me, you know what, Andrew, go ahead. And I'm sorry, I'm going to invite him to interrupt you, Sergio. Tell us your opinion on which college team this looks like, please.
Yeah, Sergio, that was great segue, because I saw this, and being in Montana, I have Montana State. They're not big time college football, but they're getting really good. And we play Idaho State. They're the Bengals, so they're orange and black, and they had a white helmet with a black and orange stripe down the middle, and an orange uniform with white and black, like, claw mark stripes on their shoulders, and it looked exactly like this. Mm-hmm. So I made, like, the Office They're the Same Picture meme with this and that uniform, and I sent it off to NFL meme pages to see if it ever gets used. But now, I just saw it. I'm like, this is
Ghetto Gronk liked it, though, right?
They did.
So, I mean, we've got potential. That might happen, but
it could happen.
Yeah. So sorry, I kind of let him interrupt you. But when you said college team, that was not rehearsed, folks. That's exactly it. I'm from Oklahoma. I thought when Bo is our big time Denver Broncos guy. He runs 5280 SportsWire on Instagram, by the way. Go check that out. It's awesome. Good stuff from Denver Nation. All the basketball, you get it. I thought it was Oklahoma State. I thought he sent me an Oklahoma State picture, and then I saw this D on the side, and I went, "What? Why is Oklahoma State paying tribute to the Denver Broncos? Like, this is a weird, I know we're getting exotic with our college uniforms, but this is different." So yeah, I think the helmet is a home run. Okay. The helmet's a triple. Okay. I really like the helmet, but the combo of the uniform, I just think this was a last minute, hey, everybody's doing a new uniform. We should do something. Okay. What do you want to do? This is literally the exact same uniform that they wore last year with a white helmet. It was a blue helmet, dark blue helmet last year, with, I believe, orange and white stripes down the middle. Anyway. So I think overall, I think it's a miss by the Denver Broncos. I like the helmet, but I think the uniform's a miss.
Like, what I'm going to say is, like, outsider looking in, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing objectively wrong with the jersey, except that you kind of lose it doesn't scream Broncos.
Well, I tell you what, we talked about functionality earlier, and that is a functional uniform, because if you cannot identify your person out there in the glowing orange uniform streaking across the field, yeah, so maybe that's what they went with. Let's do white. Well, we got to be functional. Anyway, let's move on. Our next one is Detroit. Now, let me figure out. I have now forgot how to switch this. Okay, there we go. There's the button. So I switched it over. We are with Detroit I think, okay, I've got all sorts of opinions, and I could talk about all of these for an hour each. I love it. And, man, I'd love to just sit around a table with you guys sometime and talk about these. This would be hilarious. But this is they wore that gray uniform last year. I do actually kind of like the colors of it. Now, the helmet itself. I love the color of the helmet. I love that they did the change. We heard what I said earlier about if you're going to change the helmet, do the whole sellout. I think this could work as a unit. And I understand the want, the need, the whatever to do the throwback. It's 60 years, but the anorexic lion is not the look. It's not the look, guys. Come on, man. There were some other ones we could have chose from, or just kept the same logo with that cool helmet. And I don't know. So I love the helmet color. Just remove that logo, and I think it looks great. That's my opinion. Let's go right back to Sergio. What do you think about Detroit and their helmet? And give us what the heck, the whole uniform, how it goes.
So color-wise, the uniform is the same. That is their gray tragedy from last year. But what's different is they have the new like cut across the top, as you can see in the image that I'm looking at.
That.
Yeah, that's like a new design that Nike is kind of slowly trickling out to football leagues. And
Wait,
I do
which
like
is?
that cut.
What?
The cut from here to here.
Oh yeah.
Looks like the real big V.
Yeah,
yeah, that V.
like a big V.
Yeah.
That is an improvement overall. The helmet, though, I don't know, man. It's like one of the cardinal rules is don't put the same color on the same color. Like,
Oh, okay.
don't put the blue box on a blue helmet, like, especially when, and this may just be bad photography, especially when they're not the same color blue.
Yeah. Or one might be reflective, one might be flat. I can't really tell.
Yeah. It looks like it's a matte colored helmet. Matte paint with matte is always great.
Yes, I love it.
Great.
Vikings.
But the sticker is glossy,
Yes.
which is a problem.
Okay. Yeah. It's I do have a question. If they remove those blocks behind it, and I understand that's the full logo, whatever, would that anorexic line be okay, or would that just look pathetic?
It would look sad.
The only reason they get away with using that horrible lion is because it's throwback. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And my rule is if your jerseys used to suck, then it's fine if they suck now. It's throwback.
Sure.
They get grandfathered into the suck.
Embrace the suck. Andrew, what do you think about this catastrophe?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with Dave in the comments where he's saying it's absolute garbage with all caps. It was kind of a missed opportunity. Because I love the matte on the helmet. That looks awesome. The blue looks really cool. I love the gray face mask because you'll hear later, I love the different colored face mask to the helmet. It just makes it pop a little bit more. But, I mean, when I see that logo, I think of cars, which I know is the point that they're trying to make because Detroit and Motor City and all that stuff. But it just doesn't look great with that gray, in my opinion. If it matched with their all blue and it was their throwback color rush kind of thing, whatever, sure. But it's just, I think they paired it wrong.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. And Sergio, I didn't look at, but now I'm just mesmerized by that cut and that uniform that you mentioned. You know, Oregon, a long time ago, Oregon's always been a favorite of mine because, 7,000 uniforms for their team. And I would watch all these specials on Oregon. And I mean, every detail mattered to them. The cut of their numbers, they would have them so that they weren't perfectly up and down. They were slanted in just a little bit so that it gave the impression that the football player was bulkier and whatnot. That's kind of the feel I get from that cut. I mean, he just looks, look at the guy's arms as well, but Hutchinson just, that adds to it, man. That's almost, if a jersey cut can be intimidating. Now I'm super geeking out. I better stop. You get it. It looks cool. I feel like it anyway. But yeah, I think overall, well, I agree, Andrew. I love the matte helmet. I really think, man, they had a silver lion, I think, at one point. I think, or they could have just done a silver lion, with white outline or something. The normal lion that they use, not this anorexic one. But let's move on. We're beating this dead horse. So let's get to another one that is just phenomenal. Dave, I can't wait to hear what you think about this one. This one got described to me as macaroni and cheese earlier, and I can't help but see macaroni and cheese. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throwing it back to the old creamsicle uniforms. Now, here's where I was talking about the whole nostalgia thing. Like, I kind of am nostalgic about this. Orange was always one of my favorite colors, still is. But if there's any fashion sense in me, it says this is not good. This is not good. So, Sergio, what are your thoughts on this?
I have mixed feelings about the creamsicle jerseys. personally love them. I love how tacky they are. Like, I'm the guy who drives an orange car just so someone like turns their head and say, "What is that?" You know, and I love how the Buccaneers have always kind of sprinkled in the creamsicle orange into their jerseys as kind of a nod or an homage to this bold choice they made in the 70s or whatever it was. Practically speaking, it's probably good that they're only wearing them like 2 or 3 games this year. And I have a theory. Last year, they could have rolled this out. They could have rolled it out because they changed the one shell rule and they could have had the white helmet last year. But I guarantee you, Tom Brady didn't want to be seen wearing this.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, he might have shut that down. I wonder if it was a Giselle decision. Was before, after? Whatever. Andrew, what do you think?
Going back to the nostalgia thing, I've only heard, like, I'm 2000 kid. This was only a thing of myth, in my opinion. Like, I never really saw it. So it's kind of neat, but I feel like I need to see this thing actually moving before I really judge it too much. Because it's very bold, and you could say, "Oh, it sucks," but maybe it looks cool on TV. I don't know. So no, it doesn't. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. What about okay? Let's ignore the macaroni and cheese coloring of it. What about the whole stripe pattern? Just talk to us about the fashion sense of this, Sergio. Granted, the color choice is terrible. But it's what they're working with. How'd they do with what they had?
As you'll learn by watching Downset Drip, I love stripes. Stripes are classic football. It's hard to get stripes wrong. But what my castmate will say, because he's very attuned to the fashion of it, is these are 2 different stripes. So there's the stripe on the helmet is orange and red. The stripes on the arms are white and red.
Oh, so that's a faux pas then.
I am to believe that is tacky.
Okay.
I'm not as strict as Alden is when it comes to that stuff. I just like a stripe, but
I would admit it would be difficult to put that color stripe on that color jersey. So the choice would then be stripe or no stripe, I think. And would this be better without a stripe on that shoulder? No. I don't know. I think let
me throw this out there from a fashion sense.
Sure.
They should have went with white jerseys. They should have went with white tops.
Yeah.
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 Period.
It would have been a lot cleaner of a look. And again, we go back to the and actually I'm just going to use it as a segue I am of the belief that if you're going to change the helmet color, and granted this is a throwback, but change the helmet color, change the uniform color. So that's what I'm using as my segue into Cleveland, the Cleveland Brown uniform change. I'm going to come out and just admit it. I freaking love this uniform. I absolutely love it. Now, I will say Cleveland's working with brown and orange, okay. But given that, what they did here, they white it out, man. This works for me. You know what I mean? White helmet, white jersey, white pants, white socks, it looks so cool, I believe. I love this. I'll just say it, and I'm going to ask you guys for your top 3 at the end. I'm telling you right off the bat, this is my favorite. It's got to be. So, Sergio, am I crazy? What do you think here?
You're not crazy. Like, this is a good looking jersey. The thing is it's still the Browns. They're still working with a limited palette, So there's a low ceiling on how good this can look. The only real, I agree. It's a fantastic jersey. I do really like the helmet. I really do. They needed something new. What I really wish they would have done, which would have been hyper stupid and right up my alley, is put a decal of the orange helmet on the white helmet.
Oh my Lord. Oh no. I'm going to make a graphic of that just for fun.
That would have been fantastic. But they're really playing with fire, being in the same division as the Bengals, who have those fire white jerseys over in Cincinnati. Yeah. So it's like they're showing up to prom with the ugly girl. And they're like, I got to dig it, y'all, you know?
Okay. Andrew, what do you think about old Cleveland and the whiteout look?
I never would have came up with that comparison, fantastic. But I think this is actually, the more I've sat on it, the more I've looked at it, I think it is pretty solid. I like the all whiteout, adding the white to the throwback from last year. And then I don't think it would make it better. I don't think it would make it worse. If they wanted to change or add anything to that white helmet, why not throw that new dog logo they came out with?
The old there? McAfee logo? Well, the McAfee release logo.
Yeah, the McAfee release one. That would look cool. But
why not put Brownie the Elf on there, right? They tried to. Oh, boy, was that a faux pas last year. Yeah, they tried to. This team has been in the dumps for so long. They're trying everything, you know. They looked like they had hope with Baker Mayfield, and they screwed that up.
They're trying everything. Is not the answer.
They're trying everything but actual football.
Yeah, I was going to say they're trying everything except winning. And, yeah, that's a problem. But now, whenever they wear this, I'm not sure how often. I really should have done the research on that. Maybe you can, Andrew. But, and I'm not asking you to if you know, whatever. They're going to at least look good being terrible. So, you know, if you're going to be terrible, look good doing it, right? So, with that, let's move on to the Colts.
3 games for the Browns.
3 of them. Okay, well, I'm excited about it.
Who actually a lot.
Who are they playing against?
Like 1.
With those,
I did not get that far.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Oh, wow. Houston is absolutely putting it on New England right now, 20-3 for, as I say, the future former NFL players who are playing for the Patriots and Texans right now. So onto the Indianapolis Colts. I like it. You know, again, we've talked about it. I'm beating a dead horse. Helmet change, jersey change. My theory now, this is where I may get slaughtered. And this is specifically why I was like, we need the downsit drip guys on here. When I see the go to the black helmet, my personal opinion is there are 2 colors that you can do with black and make it look good. And it's blue or red. And my cases for that would be this. I think this looks stellar. The helmet, that is. And then you've got the Atlanta Falcons black helmet with that red. I mean, I just think those 2 colors, black and red, black and blue, just look phenomenal together. I've also heard, though, black and blue is a fashion faux pas because it's black and blue. It's a bruise, right? So I don't know if that's old stuff. But as for the uniform as a whole, I really like it. I like those white numbers. I mean, they are, as Sergio, I'm going to steal from you, the blaze white. I think is you said I think you said anyway, whatever. Just that super crisp white, and then you've got that thick black piping or outline on those uniforms. I think it looks fantastic. Let's mix it up. Let's go to Andrew first. Andrew, give us your thoughts on Indianapolis, and then I'll find out if I'm an idiot or not.
You're not an idiot. To each their own on their opinions, but I mean, I like the helmet. I like the all black. This kind of comes back to my Detroit comment where I don't think they paired it well. I'm not an overall fan of this one. I'm just not.
What could they have done? Black jersey, black pants?
Yeah, maybe. I'll break down thoughts and then I'll kind of say what I do to fix it, I guess. But first, textured NFL uniform. So it has a heather
that's
pattern.
Right.
Which is kind
it
of
is. Neat. I forgot about that.
It's neat, but I don't know. Then they have the C, which is the new word mark logo change for the Colts. So it has the state of Indiana in it. So that looks kind of neat, but they all look like they have captain's badges if you don't look that close. And then their stripes on their shoulders are flipped. Usually they're like straight forward. Now they're sideways.
Oh yeah, they've got.
And they run, and they run. You could draw a straight line from their shoulders to their pants. So for me, I think it looks like they're wearing a blue tracksuit.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I completely missed the stripes. I guess I was just so mesmerized by the helmet and whatnot. So, Sergio, let us know.
Yeah.
What do we have here? What are we working with?
Okay, when these were released, my eyes popped. Not because they're good. So I don't think we've released this episode yet, but when we talk about the Colts on Downset Drip, our big complaint is, why are you so boring? You know, because the Colts are it's blue, it's white, it's white, it's blue. I think they were the only team that didn't have 3 different uniform setups, because it's just white tops or blue tops. That's it. So seeing them finally do something creative or interesting was the first time they've done this in 50 years, it seems like.
Forever.
The heather blue texture on the jersey, odd, but I dig it. The stripes down the sides like this instead of like this, I dig that. It matching the pants, I dig that as well. The tracksuit effect, it's fantastic. I really like that. My problem is that black is not the Colts color. Never has been. It's not on anything. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is a team trying to adopt black as a color when it's not one. Like a few years ago when the 49ers had black jerseys, I was like, take those off. You look ridiculous. It's not the year 2000. Black jerseys aren't the cool thing. Like, it's not your color. Don't use it. And I feel like the helmet would pop more if they really committed to like a white stripe down the middle and a white horseshoe.
Holy cow, that would be bold.
But again, it's black. You're not gonna get my okay from this. It's not your colors.
Okay.
You know, just simple. The Saints aren't gonna roll out a red jersey. Like, why would you roll out a black helmet?
See, now I personally think like either the black or the white, like, well, see, now you're making me look at it different. That's why we brought you on. This is outstanding. Look at this. We're broadening our horizons, folks. Let's, Andrew, did I go to you on that one? Yeah, you started on that one.
Yeah, you did,
right?
But I'm going to say, I think I've always loved when the Colts do their blue helmets. Like, it was the throwback when Manning was there, and it was that weird blue where they had the white horseshoe on the back.
Yep.
I love that. I think the Colts should have done that, honestly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'm a
Maybe
fan
these will
of
look
the
cooler.
uniform. I'm going to say I kind of like this idea with the heather whatever on the uniform. I'd like to see where they could go with that, because the college ranks have kind of played with that some. Specifically, OSU has played with that, and I think they've done some really cool stuff with it. So I'm interested to see. I don't think the NFL will really let them get too creative with it, though. I think the NFL will stomp all over that. But
They want to look like professionals.
well, yeah. Well, the Denver Broncos missed. Anyway, okay. I accidentally faded to it, but now I faded back, and now I'm fading back to it. So Philadelphia Eagles. This is a throwback. Again, I should have done more research. I don't know if this is full throwback or if this is a mix therein. Some of the teams
It's
have
a
done the
full.
mix. So this is a full throwback. Okay. Well, regardless of being a mix or a full throwback, I like it, but I'm just
really
a
like
fan of the green. I like that color green. I mean, look at our logo. Our logo is a duck. It has that color green in it. And so I might be biased there. As for how it works as a whole, I'm definitely going to refer to Sergio on that one. Because we have, I now see, and again, broadening horizons, we've got a logo on the shoulder. We've got a stripe on the pant, and we've got wings on the helmet. So I'm interested to see if that's a thing or if that works. Sergio, what do we have here? What are we working with for Philly?
This is like, this throwback is only proves how bad the current Philly uniforms are. Just design and style and jerseys across the board are kind of skewing lighter these days. Teams are kind of getting away from dark, depressing colors. Like look at what the Rams recently did.
Oh yeah.
lightening up theirs, and they look fantastic. They should really just change their color back to this Kelly green. It's a much more iconic color. The dark, like forest green that they have now is very muddy and gets washed out very easily on a TV screen. This is bold and lovely. I love the gray and the wings on the helmet. I do hate helmet wings, but that's a different discussion. The pants needed stripes, so they have stripes. Like this is solid across the board.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially as a throwback. A lot of throwbacks, you're just asking for ancient trash, but this is actually really good.
There are some throwbacks that are just horrific, but dude, we could go down rabbit holes. We could be here all night, but we're not going to. Andrew, what do you think? I think Jalen looks sweet, by the way. I think that's an awesome picture of him.
This is just classic. I knew as soon as it popped up, I remembered Sergio's opinion on helmet wings, but I like these. These are really cool. I think these should come back more often.
Yeah,
these ones are solid.
I like Sergio. You said they should just go back to this. I would agree. I like this, and nobody has that. Nobody is in this color green. You know, you've got the Jets, they're green, but they actually kind of match what the Eagles currently wear. It's way closer than this is to.
Yeah. Philly's being out-greened by the Jets right now.
Yeah. But I do think, now granted, okay, this is a throwback and this is kind of me going down a little rabbit hole, but I do think the Philly wings as a whole are due for a redesign. Like, you know, the Atlanta Falcons, it's been a while now, but, you know, they redid their bird, and I think they massively improved it. At least the update to modern, you know, whatever, bring the new kids in and all that. I really like that change. Philly has had this style wing, and I know it's had minor changes, but it's been like this for a long time. And I don't know what you could do with it, but I think, and again, this is a rabbit hole, but I think you could look at probably doing something better on the Philly helmet as a whole. But Andrew, did I go to you already? Did we hit this one?
You did.
Okay.
I don't really know what I would change about the Philly one. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I like it. It is definitely one of my favorites. I just think it looks phenomenal and cool. Okay, is it not? What about having the logo on the shoulder versus the stripe on the pants versus the wing on the helmet? Everything's different. Is that a no, or is that okay here?
I think it's okay because you're not overwhelmed with stripes.
Okay.
You know, and they could have gone with putting a logo on the pants instead of the stripes, kind of like the Saints do, but I don't think it would have worked. It would have been too many logos at that point. So if you do one of each of the things, I think it works.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm a fan of this uniform. Now, this next one, Sergio, I'm going to pitch to you first on this one. Let's mix it up. We are now looking at the New York Jets. Now, this is one of those mixture uniforms. It's mostly a throwback, but they kept their current color helmet, that metallic, deep, I don't know, forest green. What do you even call that green? But Sergio, start us off with the New York Jets and their throwback combo.
So this Jets logo is quite an upgrade from what they currently have. I don't know why they abandoned it and why they haven't gone back to it until now. It's better. I personally like their regular jerseys a lot more than this. This feels like a marketing jersey more than it does a fashion jersey, because, you know, the Jets have been around a very long time in a very big market, and there's a lot of old people in New York who remember these throwback Jets jerseys. So this is to sell jerseys to people. But I know all of them technically are, but this one is very specific because there's nothing really special about any of it.
I was just going to say that there's nothing that wows me about this one. What about you, Andrew? What's your opinion on these Jets uniforms?
I like how bright the colors are with the green. but it kind of goes back to, this looks very basic. You could see this green uniform on like a youth football team with the stripes and the green and the white. It looks very basic. And I actually just thought of this. I don't think they would have rolled these out if they didn't have Aaron Rodgers on their team. I think they would have just stuck with that weird black where it was the black and green, trying to blend that. That was weird. I think they would have stuck with that and not tried to roll out these throwback, cooler looking ones if they didn't try
modernized
and sell
throwback?
their team with, if they didn't try and sell their team with their new QB.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they perform, because I personally think the green, and I understand throwback, all that, but we're talking, this is fashion now, right? We've got the fashion guy here. This whole green thing looks like they've got a participation ribbon with their little NFL logo right there. It's like, congratulations for being in the NFL. Here's your medal. Go ahead. Stop crime. Go ahead. You know, like that's what that looks like. It's pathetic.
With the Aaron Rodgers thing, because take this uniform and put a Packers helmet in that guy's hand.
It's the same thing.
It's
the same thing.
It's a Packers uniform or jersey. I mean, my gosh, it could be.
Still capitalizing on the Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm obviously a Vikings fan, so I'm not the hugest fan of the guy, so I've got to throw this dig in there. Have you seen him wearing these?
He looks ridiculous.
Like the Great Gazoo. He looks like that cartoon character, the Great Gazoo, with the giant green helmet. Because he still keeps that kind of old style. You know, he's got swagger, man. I mean, I'll give Aaron Rodgers, for an old guy, he's got some swagger out there, and his swagger is, I'm an old guy, and that means he wears that old helmet. And yes, it looks like that cartoon thing, the Gazoo. What is it?
Great Gazoo.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I should have. Oh, that's a meme. I got to make that after this show. Anyway, yeah, At the helmets, though, I will say I absolutely love the helmets. Back when I was just, picking the teams that I like based on the helmets. So we're talking first seeing NFL football, as a little kid. And I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe it says a lot about my fashion sense or lack thereof, but I like this one. And I understand that it's just the word Jets with a little jet on it. But this was one of the ones that I liked, and it was on not a Kelly green, but it was a different green than this. I like that modernized green. I think the helmet, as for helmets as a whole, I think this helmet and that Denver helmet are pretty phenomenal. The uniform, though, I think, and I get it, it's a throwback, but I love their participation medal. And based on the way they've performed. Now, granted, last year they did win 7 games or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see. I think what do you think, Sergio? Let's talk a little football. Aaron Rodgers going to do anything for this team?
He's a competent quarterback at the very least. So I would say arrow pointing up, but I wouldn't expect the world. Sure.
How many wins they get? What's the, if you're setting the over under, what's it at? And I should have.
Their ceiling, if I'm being generous, is 10.
Yep. I was going to say they're an 8-win team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, what do you think? Are they going to, now I know you're biased, but
not necessarily just because Aaron Rodgers, but I think if he was still in Green Bay, I would, be a lot more biased towards things, but 8 or 9. I wasn't going to pick them much higher than 9.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how the old man ends his career. And now, again, as we're talking to the fashion guy, I'm drawn to that cut of the jersey. They've kind of got that same thing that we noticed with the Lions there. So, so let's move on to the Seahawks. Now, this one, it's a throwback, and I get it, and I got it. But I cannot get over the fact that Seattle apparently did about a 50% cut in their sticker budget, because why is that helmet sticker only halfway up the helmet? It goes to his ear. What is that? What in the crap is that? Pay for the full sticker, boys. Let's put that thing on there. And I looked up the old ones and they were on there. I don't understand, and I can't get over the short Seahawk. I mean, it's just like, what is that?
The Seahawk length would fix this whole thing, I think.
Andrew, what do you? Well, okay, Sergio, yeah, you go ahead. Tell me what, because I can't get past that. I give these guys the proper sticker budget, please.
I'm going to assume. I'm going to be optimistic here and just assume that whoever put the sticker on the helmet for the photo shoot was like, this is the one sticker we have and I put it on wrong. Is that okay, guys? Like, because you're right. It does kind of look like a weird haircut. But other than that, I think one of the cardinal throwback rules, I didn't mean cardinal as like a pun. Like one of the cardinal throwback rules is don't roll out a throwback that makes your current jerseys look terrible. And while their jerseys they do look terrible, they have for years, and Seattle kind of wants it that way. This is a market improvement, and again, it's just going to make them look bad every other week that they're not wearing these.
Okay, so you think actually when they did the redesign all those years ago, it was a miss? You don't like their redesign?
Oh, yes, this strikeout, huge strikeout.
Okay, see, I kind of like the new color scheme. I think I like the new. Anyway, whatever. Andrew,
if you look closely at the Seahawks, they can't decide what color green they have. Sometimes it's lime green. Sometimes it's highlighter green. Sometimes it's almost this color green. They can't decide.
Yeah, you notice on my little SEA, the tag there, I put highlighter green on there because that's kind of this one of their colors, apparently, maybe. Depending upon which week. So, Andrew, what do you feel about the old throwback Seahawks?
I think, the sticker, if it would come up on the helmet, it would fix everything with this one. This is actually the Seahawk throwback that I have friends that are Seahawks fans, and I'll talk shop with them. This is the one I've been talking about wanting back for a long time. If they would have went with like the Matt Hasselbeck early 2000s weird grayish blue, I would have been like, that is a stupid decision. These I like. I do think they look better than their modern. I think the modern one sticks out and kind of looks cool in my head because when it came out, it was so different because it had the weird pattern chain link, weird feet looking design on it. Where I'm like, that looks really cool. But now it's just kind of like, other teams have come out with cooler stuff. It's kind of just middle of the road now. Yeah. And I hate when they wear the all highlighter green. It hurts my eyes.
Oh my gosh.
So bad.
That's another one of those. It
always ends up being against Minnesota. And I hate that because I hate watching it.
I mean, bro, the film session the next day, if you've thrown like 3 picks and your guys are wearing those uniforms, it's like, how? How did you do that? Like, the guy is glowing out there. Throw it to that one. You know what I mean? You get it. Let's move on. Tennessee. Now, this one is a big change because the Tennessee Titans were formerly the Houston Oilers back in the day, and that's what this uniform is. It's a throwback to their old Houston days. And again, maybe saying something about my fashion sense. As a kid, I loved this uniform. The oil derrick, I mean, I don't know why I liked that, but I do remember watching Warren Moon in this, and he was like the only black quarterback in the NFL, and he was phenomenal, and I loved it. It was just awesome. And he was wearing these uniforms, so that's what this. I have a lot of nostalgia associated with these uniforms, so I really like them. But I'll be honest, I'm not even really looking at the fashion of it. Now that I'm gonna sit here and look at it, we've got stripes on the helmet, stripes on the sleeves. They appear to be different. The stripe on the leg appears to match the stripe on the helmet. Sergio, what are we doing here?
This gets away with a lot of stuff because it's a throwback. You'll notice that the Eagles throwback had gray pants, and these also have gray pants. which is kind of a common for old jerseys. Kind of like in baseball, how the away jersey is always gray.
Yeah.
Just because of tradition. I say this on Downside Drip a lot, but red, white, and blue is a lazy color scheme. It's lazy because it works every time, no matter what. This blue is phenomenal. So, again, they can get away with a lot of stuff. The stripe on the helmet looks good. The stripes on the pants look good. They don't match. But, of course, there wasn't someone who was going to say that 50 years ago when it was originally designed. So, again, they get away with it because it's a throwback. As for this being a Tennessee Titans jersey, we haven't released this episode yet, but everything about this is 14 times better than anything the Titans are going to field the rest of the year. So I'm fine with it. I think you may have to confirm this, but I think they're actually going to wear this when playing in Houston, which is hilarious.
Yes. That's fantastic. Andrew, what do we got? What's your opinion on these guys?
Again, this one was kind of like the Buccaneers one, a thing of legend where I saw pictures of it all the time, and I was kind of confused as to why it was that at the time, but I really like these. I mean, it has a lot of stripes, but I think it has the symmetry where it's the 5 and the pattern works. It's not like the Bears when they did their weird stripey one a few years ago. That was just too much. But I like this. The colors work. Again, like Sergio said, red, white, and blue is kind of always it's going to work no matter what, pretty much. I am noticing this, though, just now. This has a Seahawk problem. The oil derrick is back way too far.
Yeah, man.
I just noticed it.
Our NFL sticker game needs some work, man. I tell you what. So, yeah,
but overall, not bad.
Yeah, and
you're the sticker guy.
Yeah, we need to work on that. But I will say, actually, now I'm a Chargers fan, and Chargers do have, in my opinion, the greatest uniforms in the NFL. I am biased, and I did rig our poll so that they won.
Statement.
Yeah. So anyway, but one of their uniforms that they are known for is the powder blue, and this kind of starts to play with that powder blue. So I do like that color as well. Any rebuttals on my Tennessee take, or better yet, the Charger take before we move on?
The Chargers have top 5 color scheme. I'll give them that. Their liberal use of lightning bolts is disturbing.
I don't know why, but I think with the Chargers, I like their new ones. I saw the episode where you guys were talking about how the lightning bolts were all different. That's why I really like their Navy ones, because they were all the same. I wish they would bring a Navy helmet back on top of that one, but we're not talking about them right now. At least those ones. But I don't know why. I think you lost something when you got rid of that white bar that was on the Chargers uniforms. I don't know why that looked okay to me, but I think the white bar brought it together, and they don't have it anymore. So it just kind of looks.
See, we're going to need to, Andrew, we've got a problem. We're going to have to review all the uniforms and compete with these Downset Drip boys. So.
Game on. You just got to compete with my school schedule.
Yeah.
As far as teaching now.
Yeah. So. Oh, man. Well, anyway, let's move on then to one that I know you have been waiting for, Andrew.
Yes.
The Minnesota Vikings. So this is apparently your team. Why don't you start us off with these ones?
Okay,
this is a true throwback, but it does have a hint of newness, right? With that matte helmet, or was that old as well?
Yeah, it's a new matte. The old ones were glossy and I believe darker. The old Vikings helmets looked almost black when you looked at them, just because of how color was for watching the games then in the 60s. They also added something to these jerseys recently where they put a patch on right by the NFL logo for Bud Grant, the famous head coach that sadly passed away last year or this year, one of the two, I can't remember. So they're honoring him with these, which I think helps these in my head. I love these. I mean, call me a homer, call me biased. I don't know what Alden would think when it comes to the stripes, but I think with that royal purple, you need to have your yellow and white stripes, and I think it's just the right amount. And then you have the even purple and gold stripes on the pants. I love this one. This one, again, it's my team, but this is my favorite one.
Are you admitting it's because you're biased, though?
No, but this also screams classic football because you got the big giant block numbers, you have the stripes. It's very simple but very effective. I think this one is great. I'm very curious to hear what just on the regular Vikings ones, if you guys tear them apart on the show when that episode drops. I'm very curious and nervous to hear that, but I love these ones, so I think these are great.
Now,
I wish they'd wear them more than just once.
I'm going to pitch to Sergio here, but I will say I am a big fan of purple. I don't know why, but I've always loved the color purple. But Sergio, let's hear what you think about these. These are a true throwback with a matte helmet.
The Vikings do have the best purple. I will say that.
Yes.
Not that there's that much competition in the purple department, but the Ravens have trash purple, so you have it locked down. I am not a Vikings fan, and I'm going to say confidently that this looks great. I don't know why the pictures were taken in a dilapidated warehouse with no lighting, but that's a different argument. The where this wins is kind of what you were talking about. It wins from a style aspect in that there's no style to it. The style is football. This is basically a palette swap of the Chiefs jerseys, which is a win. Like the Chiefs have great uniforms. It's also a palette swap of the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Any team that has been around for forever, and this is how their jerseys was just the colors and the numbers and maybe some stripes because you put stripes on uniforms. That's what this is. This is a football style jersey where all the colors are in the exact perfect places. Yes, the stripes don't match, but Alden, I don't care. He's not here.
He's screaming somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, this is solid. This is. I'm not going to give away our take on the actual
don't give it away,
Minnesota jerseys, but this is probably better.
Okay.
I would agree. Even as a Vikings fan who loves their uniforms, I think these are better. I wish they'd wear these more than just week one.
I will say, okay, I am a huge fan of the Vikings. Like I said, purple, I love that color. And I think the purple and gold and then the white as well. I just think that all works together. I think it's fantastic. Now, I know this is a throwback and they went throwback wise, but now I'm going to turn into the fashion critic and say the stripes don't match, right? And I mean, it is a bold mismatch. It is like a strike the heck out. That was a strikeout looking like they didn't even, their eyes were closed because look at the stripes on the shoulders versus the pants. That said, this still screams pound you in the mouth football, right? Like I'm just going to we're going to ram this ball down your throat and that's what we are here. Look, I'm number 30 and that's all I am. I run with the ball and I stomp on you. Like that's what these are is what it feels like, at least to me. Cause and that's kind of the style that the Vikings were. Not so much anymore, but they were definitely one of those. I mean, the North, right? It was just the gritty,
the black
cold
and blue
weather.
What it was called.
Yeah, and this is that old, make the numbers giant because these boys are going to get dirty, and we're going to need to see who that is out there, and so there you go. That's. So I will say I'm going to criticize the stripes, but I still love the uniform. I love the colors. I've always loved the Vikings, the horn. I am happy to see that they paid their full sticker budget, unlike some teams. But I do. I'm a fan of the uniform. Probably not in my top 3, but possibly. So let me turn us right over to our full page of I only put 9 on the original. Now what you guys can't see is I actually did put the Detroit one here on the screen as well if you're watching on the feed, you'll see it pop up. But I'm kind of exempting Denver and Detroit because they're just a helmet, in my opinion. But hey, there's no rules here. I want to go. Let's go. I want to go Sergio last and get his opinion last, just to top it off on what his top 3 are. I'll start us off. What the heck? I'm kind of putting myself on the spot. I'm going to say Colts are my number 3, Philly's my number 2, Cleveland's my number 1. Now that might not jive with everybody, but that's where I'm going. Okay, so Indy's 3, Philly 2, Cleveland 1. Hey, in the chat, by the way, give us your 1, 2, 3 of who you think, and if you want to put Denver or Detroit in there, same for you guys as well. If you want to put them in there, go for it. Andrew, give me your top 3 here.
I'm going to exclude Minnesota from this one because they're my number 1. I can't not go
It's
with
Minnesota and all others.
It's just it's that cool. Excluding Minnesota in no particular order, because I don't know if I could really rank them. Philly, Tennessee, and Seattle. I just love the true throwback. It looks cool.
Okay. Now let's go to our, by the way, once again, thank you so much for coming on. We're so thrilled. And this has been as awesome as I hoped it would be. Sergio, what do you think, brother? What's your, if you had to give a top 3, you can rank them if you want, or you can just give us 3.
It's hard to say these are the top 3 of this group of uniforms. I feel like my lizard brain wants to be the top 3 upgrades.
Okay.
Because that's where my brain goes. And so I'm going to have to go with Minnesota.
Okay.
Tennessee, Seattle.
Ooh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because all 3 of them I feel like are upgrades in ways that matter, especially in Tennessee and Seattle's case. Seattle's degree of difficulty with that color scheme is off the charts, and they still knocked it out of the park. Like, that green and that blue are way too close on the color wheel for you to be doing anything with, and somehow it still works. That's why they're at the top of my list. Like, it looks fantastic despite it shouldn't look good.
Yeah. Will you at least acknowledge that they need to work on their stickers, though? I mean, that's
well, of course.
I feel like if we saw the other side of this helmet, we would see that big stripe like coming around the other side. Like they just wrapped the sticker wrong on it. Anyway, but yeah, no, I will say there's a lot of these uniforms look great, and they did do a lot of good things. There were some misses as well. And if the NFL wants any advice, I'm sure any of us would be happy to give it to them. So
I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
We have to keep in mind that these are staged photos.
This is true.
So they're all designed to look as cool as humanly possible. And when they start hitting the field in like 4 weeks, we're really gonna find out if any of these look good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to. I'll be interested. Are you guys? So, Sergio, actually, as we wrap up, why don't you tell us what you guys have got going on, what you've got coming up, and I'm interested as well. So, after we get through all the uniforms of the NFL, what are we doing with Downset Drip? Are we going somewhere else? Tell us what's going on.
Honestly, I don't know. We had 8 episodes lined up. Of course, every division, we're breaking it up by division, talking about every team. We do have a couple of bonus episodes.
Oh, cool.
One where we rank all of them. We create a 32 team bracket and just have it out. And we also are going to talk about all the new stuff. So all this stuff that we just talked about here, I'm going to have my dudes give their take. Alden, who is our resident fashion guy, has never seen these.
Ooh.
So when they pop up on screen, his opinion is very apparent by just seeing his face.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Beyond that, in a perfect world, we'll move to baseball because I love baseball jerseys and I love bad baseball jerseys. But everything's on the table. We might do hockey. We might do basketball. Basketball has like 100 different
Oh my gosh.
jerseys, and so many of them are really bad. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys keep going because I'm enjoying it. I like watching it. I think you guys have got something cool going. Actually, on that note, when we go to the credits after this, there's going to be a thing scrolling on the bottom, has the information for all you guys, for the three of you guys. So it's got your, now
I appreciate that.
when you guys are, podcasting, broadcasting, you have your ats, on each of you. Is that Twitter? Is that universal? Instagram? Tell us. So
For me, it's universal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm LIUGAUX on every platform imaginable. Things are a bit different for the other two guys. At the end of the episodes, they always, say, "Hey, you can follow me here." So,
but you guys go out of the reality breached. Like if they want to search on YouTube, it's reality breached. That's your page, right? I mean,
yes. Everything we do is under that umbrella.
Okay.
That's just kind of the like Jarius had a show for a while where he talked about football, and Alden, he has a music podcast that he eventually is going to get back to. I have Shellheads, but all of them are under the reality breached umbrella.
Okay.
So if you want to find us in a podcast player, that's how you'll find a lot of our stuff. If you want to find us on YouTube, that's how you'll find us there. If you want to just Google reality breached and see the nightmare that we've created over the past 15 years,
there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of Hey, actually, you know what? We've got the new, and I meant to look this up as well, the new Turtles movie. So we said at the beginning, you're a turtle head. Tell us what, is that out right now or is it coming out? Mm-hmm. And tell us, give us some, have you seen it? What do you think? Give us a little, go for it.
Yes, I saw it. Yeah, me and Jeff saw it release night, actually preview night, and we were watching it with wide eyes and big smiles. There's a lot of joy in that movie. It's not specifically made for classic Turtles fans. It's very much made for youth, which the Turtles have always kind of secretly been made for whoever is youngest at that time.
Sure.
Which a lot of fans can't really jive with. Some fans just, I want them to see them murder people, but I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. The movie is so much fun. I can understand why people would have problems with parts of it or, the art style, but when it comes down to it, it's better than most of the children's trash out there. So yeah, watch it.
Cool.
And after you watch it, check out the episode we just released on Shellheads where we talk exclusively about Mutant Mayhem.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to check that one out too. What about you, Andrew? Now, I did throw a shout out to Bo in the comments. He's got his 5280 Sports Wire on Instagram. You have our DTD Big Sky Country. Tell us about what you've got going on. And actually, Sergio, if you didn't know, for your guys, Andrew, now this is kind of in the past, but maybe he'll bring it back, has done a lot of uniform polls. And as stated earlier, the Chargers clearly won. The uniform.
Because you rigged it with 3 accounts.
Whatever. There's no rules
here.
The
Vikings were going to win.
There are no rules here. It's my show. Tell us what you've got going on. You actually, today, Andrew's had a full day. You were moving cows all day. You're getting ready to pack things up and head to another place in Montana where you're going to be an ag teacher, right?
Yes. So the sports thing might look a little odd, considering that's not what I'm going to be doing for life. But it's a hobby I really like. And same with all this podcasting, all that stuff. Love it. Really full day on DTD Big Sky Country on Instagram. I've been doing polls, all that stuff. Might try and throw the uniform one back. But the next one coming up, the next poll tournament, I have all the stuff made. I have the matchups of who's facing who. I just need to get moved before I release it so I can get life back in order, is mascots.
Oh,
mascots.
Yes. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. Oh, man. There's some shows.
On when it comes out.
There's some shows. That's some shows we could do. I mean, mascots, because some of the mascots, it's not just about the mascot, like the outfit. It's about how they act. Have you seen that? And Dave in the comments, our resident hockey guy, there's a mascot in hockey that is just, it's like a dog, and it's just this wild, he does all this, whatever. Okay. We're going to make a show about that, Andrew. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes. We will.
Yeah. So, let me look at our comments real quick before we jump off of here. So, okay, we had what's Sergio's channel, but we got it on there. Reality breached. Hockey jerseys are the best. Now that's from the hockey head guy. So,
They're the biggest.
Yeah.
They're definitely.
Hey, I tell you what, there's actually, you can see what right there. We actually have DuctTapeDynasty hockey jerseys that we had made.
Nice.
So Dave, our hockey guy, is the one who designed our logo, and then he surprised us and had these made. It was pretty sweet. So we have Dave said his 3 are Minnesota, Philly, and Tennessee. Okay, good. And yeah, okay. So there we go. That is really all we've got, guys. Somehow we managed to get that in an hour and 15 minutes. I have no idea how we did that, but Sergio, I cannot thank you enough for jumping on here. Apologies for all the messages, but thank you for getting back to me, and I'm glad this worked out. Dude, we wish you guys the best. We will definitely be checking it out. For all our guys, all our followers out there, yeah, go check out Reality Breach, see what they got going on, give them a follow, a subscribe. Hey, if you want to throw people our way, we'd love it. Don't have to. But we just say thank you so much for coming on, dude. And
Yes,
we should
thank you
maybe
very
think about doing this again sometime. So
Oh, absolutely. I have opinions when it comes to football, not just jerseys. So
oh yes, well we every week, every Thursday we talk football, and it's fantastic. What's going to happen here? And Sergio, I apologize. I'm just going to do it right here and talk to you through it because I didn't do it earlier, like a good show host will. Anyway, we're going to go to the credits out of here, and basically I'll cut our sound off. There'll be music. I'll wave to you guys, and that'll be the sign to just sign off. So with that, guys, any parting words, last call before we go? Andrew?
I'm excited. Football's back.
Yeah,
I'm
baby.
excited to just start watching.
Vikings are
football again.
playing right now. Future former Vikings are playing right now. Sergio,
That's
any
true.
parting words before we go?
Don't let any Saints fans convince you that they're going to be good this year.
Outstanding, brother. We're going to have to talk football again with you someday. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. Send folks our way. Send folks their way. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. We love you. And until next time, we'll see you guys.